Does this look familiar to you? You got drips coming off your tail shaft seal, and you've changed that seal a couple times, but it just keeps leaking. Might be the tail shaft bushing. We're going to change that today. Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, if you've ever had your transmission tail shaft seal leaking and you've replaced it, but it still leaks after a period of time, chances are the tail shaft bushing in the back end of the transmission is probably worn out. I noticed I had a problem a couple years ago, and when I had the drive shaft out, I noticed that the yoke was really worn bad. Let me show you. So here's the yoke I took out of the car. You can see that score. I mean, that is significant wear on that one side. So I don't know why on just the one side, but I thought that was the problem with my tail shaft leaking, the seal always leaking. So I swapped this out with another one, put a new seal in, and it still leaked. Here's the drive shaft, all covered in transmission fluid, of course. And here's the replacement. And yes, there's some pitting. And could that be part of the cause? Well, yeah, of course it could. But I mean, it's not bad. You see there's like a little bit of a wear mark there. And that may be starting since I put this in the car. I don't remember seeing that when I put this on. And I did clean this up really well before I installed it in the car. So I'm thinking tail shaft seal. Now, as you can see, I have tail shaft here. This is from my spare transmission. And on a good day, I probably would have just put the new shaft bushing in here. On a good day, I probably would have just put the new bushing in here, put it all together, put it in. But we had a broken bolt situation that is not coming out nicely, so this is just for display purposes only. This is a brand new bushing, and you can see it's really nice. This one, you can see, it's got some wear in it. I don't know if you can tell or not. There's a little bit of copper showing in a couple of spots, and there's a few score marks in here. But this one actually doesn't look too bad. And all things being equal, I might have just put this whole thing right back in the car. But we're going to push this out. Now, in preparation to do this, let me walk you through what you're going to need to do. So what you're going to need to do, obviously, is you're going to need to take out your drive shaft. You're going to need to take out your transmission cross member. You're going to need to take out your speedometer gear. If you've got the floor shift automatic, you're going to need to take out your bracketry. Get that out of the way. And you're going to need to support your transmission and drop it down so you can take out the 6 tail shaft bushing bolts. Tail shaft bolts, pardon me. And then you have to take out these 2 bolts for that plate. Get a pair of snap ring pliers in there, spread a snap ring out, and then the whole tail section should come right off. As long as we drop it down far enough to clear the frame. So while this is still draining, we'll come back later and we'll get all that out. Now the difficulty is going to be getting to those 2 top bolts because they're pretty much shoved up against the floor of the car. I mean, these 2 on the right side and the left side, those should be pretty easy. Those 2, you're going to need a stanchion, maybe a swivel socket, but we'll get those out. Like I said, the harder problem is dropping this down so it can come out past the frame. And then, let me show you how to get this out. All right, we got the tail shaft out. That was fun. No, it wasn't. One more thing you got to remember to take off. When you tilt the engine down, if you're running a long oil filter, it's going to hit the torsion bar. Remove the oil filter. I have to buy a new oil filter. Anyway, we have it out. Pop the seal off, and looking in here, first thing I notice is when it was installed, this tail shaft seal wasn't lined up all the way with the oil hole in the top. Now, it's on the top, that's right. Now, you look in here, this tail shaft bushing is shot. Look at all that copper showing through. It's wiped out. And that kind of makes sense as to why this yoke looks like it does. Why on one side, I don't know. But the other thing on this particular tail shaft is that this bushing is not all the way in. It's supposed to be flush with the inner housing here. So the seal comes in, and the lip might be interfering with the lip of this bushing because it's not in all the way. And that could be the problem I've been experiencing all along. Two things we're going to do before we push this bushing out. I've watched a lot of videos online, read some manuals, saw some other folks doing it. They find the right size socket that will fit inside the tail shaft. It's a little smaller than the bushing, and then they hammer the snot out of it. And when they go to put the new bushing in, they do the same thing. Well, we're going to do a couple things differently. First, take the new bushing, we're going to put this on ice. Second, we're going to fire up the heat gun, and we're going to really heat up the tail shaft to get the bushing out. Then we're going to warm it up again, get it nice and warm, retrieve the now frozen new bushing so it'll press in easier. And yes, I said press. I made a press. I made a puller. I made a tool out of scrap parts I had laying around. This is what I came up with. Took an old piece of like truck tie rod. I had an old beat up, 3/8" extension, welded it to the tie rod, had a piece of 1/2" threaded rod, welded it to that, and now we put that in there. Now I have a piece of pipe, cut off a section, and this pipe, the outside diameter, is just a little smaller than the inside diameter of the housing without the bushing. Now, how did I figure that out? Because I tested my tool on this one. I pressed this bushing out, and I pressed it back in. I know this is going to work. So we're going to put this together, put some heat on it, and we're going to press this out. So I want to get it centered a little bit here. Put this on here, just like so. I'm just going to temporarily snug this nut up. Now snug it up a little bit, just give a little pressure. All right. It's centered really good. Now, it's going already. May not need the heat. Oh. There it is. And boom. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, the bushing was shot. And it wasn't installed correct either. Said, I'm gonna go put this on ice and give it a full day. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll get this pressed in. So we can put the car back together after I get an oil filter. See you tomorrow. Well, it's the next day and got my heat gun set up here, putting a little warmth into the tail shaft housing itself, and I'm gonna let it get nice and warm. up to 110 on this side. Yeah, we're at 130, 122, depending where you hit it. Inside, we're at 109, 110. I'm gonna let that warm up a little bit more. I'm gonna go upstairs and retrieve the frozen bushing, and then we're gonna use a socket, a couple of big washers, get it all set up, and we'll press it right in. Now, the one thing you need to make sure you're gonna do, you have to get the hole lined up for the oiling. Right, that goes in the top of the housing, because on the inside, if you were to take a look inside your housing, there's a big trough runs down the top side of that housing all the way to the end of the tail shaft, and that's how the oil gets in from the top. So it's got to line up there with that oil feed trough, or whatever they call it. Anyway, yeah, we're getting warm. All right, I'm gonna go get the bushing. I'll be right back. Okay, where we at? Oh, we're getting warm. All right, put this up so I don't get burned. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, we're bottomed out. Oh yeah. There we go. Got that oiling hole perfectly aligned, and we are flush. Life is good. Now, I saw online somewhere where somebody, when they put their tail shaft seal in, that they packed this area here with grease to keep that spring from falling out. Now, it seemed like a neat idea, but I've never had a problem with that, so I'm not going to do that. Just going to tap it down, get it started. I'm going to punch and finish it up. There, all set to go back in. Well, that's all set to go. All that's left is to put the gaskets on and reassemble the car. When I ordered the tail shaft seal, I actually ordered 2 of them. Why? I went online to some of the local parts stores like Napa, and from Rock Auto, I bought 2 of these with the shipping. Still cost me less than one would have cost me at Napa. So now I have a spare one, because I know me, I might have goofed that one up, but we're good to go, and I got a spare. Now, what I forgot to order was the tail shaft housing gasket and the one for the plate underneath. So probably saw them laying on the bench. I got gasket material. I made them pretty easy. I used the other gasket I had as a template. Pretty straightforward. But to cut the holes, you've probably seen me do this before. Got a couple old sockets, just kind of ground them to a nice sharp edge and use them as my punches. Easy. Well, still got some work to do. I got to get that reinstalled. Got to get, I loosened a few things up. I loosened up the motor mounts. I loosened up the exhaust so it would tilt, so the engine transmission would tilt nicely. Well, I did that before I realized I probably should have removed the oil filter first. So don't make my mistake. Do that first. And if you got to do that tail shaft seal, this is how you do it. You can make a tool like I did. You can beat the snot out of it like I've seen other people do in the past. I feel like this is a more elegant way of doing it. I didn't have any issue with it cocking off to one side or another. It seemed to go in nice and smooth and straight. So if you have the opportunity to make one of these, or if you know a guy who has a welder or a gal who has a welder who can do this for you, have him make something. I mean, will I ever use it again? Well, who knows? Maybe on something else. But it's a nice piece to have for pulling and pushing things in like that. Worked out great. So, well, I'm going to leave this one here, folks. I got a little more work to do to reassemble the car, get everything back together. Hope you enjoyed this video, walking you through how you get that tail shaft pushing out and in, and hopefully we'll fix that rear leak for good. So if you like what we're doing on the channel, consider subscribing, smash the like button, and I'll catch you next time.